Hey guys, come on in. Sorry about being late today. My excuse today is, well, the internet is being kind of weird. Surprise, surprise. It's going to be a fun day. It's going to be a chill day. We're going to be jumping inside of Photoshop actually today. And we're going to be working on a map for a new level. And the map is going to be for, well, a theme park, a carnival, which might sound strange. I thought we were making Father. Well, we've had a few thematic changes. And so I'm going to explain that, and we're going to jump inside of Photoshop and start working on one of our first levels for the game. Before we do that, guys, I did want to let you know that, man, so many of you have been supporting Father's development. It's just really so humbling that you guys do support. Omar S. and William, thank you guys so much for joining Full-Time Game Dev. Full-Time Game Dev is my massive program. It's currently 50% off. And we're going to do that for one more week. So we're going to live stream this week. There will be coupon codes available during the live stream. Right now, there are 2 available to join Full-Time Game Dev. And you're also going to get these 3 bonus courses, which make this course freaking massive. It's huge. You're going to learn how to do 2D art, 3D. You're going to learn Full-Time Game Dev's basically core, which is marketing, how to market yourself, how to build a studio, how to get funding from publishers, from Kickstarter, how to hit the Steam front page, how to code, right? Basically, the core of Full-Time Game Dev is, well, everything I know about making games and how to start your own studio. You're also going to get a free t-shirt, which is the one I'm wearing right here. Pretty cool, right? You get a free t-shirt as well. So be sure to check it out below if you're interested. Again, massive program. Going to take you more than 2 months to finish this program. And by the way, if you're a student, let us know in the chat what you think about the program. All right, guys, I will see you on the other side. Let's go. By the way, guys, feel free to download my free 2D game kit below. It's totally free. It's my treat to you. I used this exact 2D game kit to make a game for PewDiePie in 14 days, and then I got to play it in front of his subscribers, which was really awesome. So download that. Use it however you want. It's my treat to you. Yeah. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to say hello to Don Vermo. Always hello to Don Vermo. Thanks for joining us. And thanks for being a student. It really means a lot to me. Okay, so I spent a good amount of time today just sort of thinking I could just lay out a level in Unity without even thinking twice about it. When in reality, we're making a professional game here. This is not, it's an indie game, but it's not a AAA game, but I'm thinking it's somewhere in the middle. And I'll show you why in a second. As Unity loads up, this game is starting to look pretty premium. And it means that it's probably gonna be like, man, at the end of the day, maybe 25 bucks. So we want to make sure the levels we're laying out are, well, structured in such a way that they complement the player's movement. And that really means you need to lay out a level inside of Photoshop. And it pains me to say it because I really wanted to jump inside of Unity with you guys today, but I think it's going to be very beneficial, and I encourage all of you to stick around and watch the process of laying out just a map. Just a map, because at the end of the day, it's going to speed things up for us. It's actually going to make things faster for the team. Okay, let me show you what Felipe and I have been working on. So this is the level that we're going to be working on today. I'm basically, well, starting from scratch in a lot of ways. It's cool. It's an island, right? But the problem is I actually want to use Pro Builder for a good chunk of this level. I don't really want to rely on terrain. I don't personally like terrain anymore. I don't really know why. I think it's because it's just random. It's really hard to get precision, and that pisses me off. And I'm not being like I'm not exaggerating. I'm literally frustrated that I can't be precise. So what we're working on right now is, this is pretty awesome. Felipe is currently working on level 2, and I think you guys are gonna be very impressed with what he's done. So this is actually the level we were working on Friday, right? We were just laying out the simple Pro Builder mesh, and Felipe has gone in and added all of his models here, okay? Now, something you might want to take note of, for those of you who have been following the project for a while with us, this game isn't the same game, and I'm going to do a devlog about it. It's very different. In fact, we're basically making the world's deadliest theme park ride. We're definitely inspired by the Tower of Terror. And I'll just say that. So this is the interior of the ride. This is just the beginning. Okay. It's freaking incredible what he's done. So this is the interior of one of our levels. Okay. So we need to be creating today a map for the outside level, which is the line to get into the ride. All right. So this is what he's working on right now. Now this is all not done. So we can see outside here. It's all the sky, right? This is all going to be closed off. It's going to be an interior. But it's looking pretty premium. And so we need to be thinking premium. We need to be thinking, okay, this game is pretty nice. It's $25. So we need to be thinking about being very intentional with our maps, okay? So what's the first level? The first level, how many of you have been to Disney World? Or Disneyland? The first level is arriving at the line to get into the ride, okay? That's it. And then you go inside of this big tower, and it's this huge tower into the sky. I think it's a brilliant idea. I freaking love this idea. And you enter this ride, and it's chaos, okay? So we need to come up with that introductory level, okay? So right off the bat, what do I want? Well, I know without a doubt, I want a pretty big tower, okay? Now, the interior of this tower is something like 32 units wide, but I want to double check. So let's go to level 2 here. If we go to level 2 here, you can see, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, hold on one sec. Sorry, my dog is freaking out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 units wide. So we could probably do something like, I don't know, 16. I think 16 is pretty good for the size that we want this tower, okay? So let's see here. We go 16 units. So we have this grid that we've created here. So I'm just going to count 16. Again, this is very precise. Go. I'm going to have to do it this way, actually. I'm going to have to just do this, 1, and then I'm going to have to count all the way over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay? So that's going to be the width of our hotel. And again, we're creating some kind of a play on a theme park hotel, right? Like you might see in the Tower of Terror, right? So that's all we want to do here. So that's about the size of our hotel, just a big old square right here. I don't think I want the player to be able to go behind the hotel, but I do want him to sort of be able to explore around the hotel, okay? So let's create a nice clean map around the hotel. Let's see here. Something like that. Nothing crazy, okay? And what I've found is some days when I'm making games, I get kind of panicky. I feel like I'm not good at what I'm doing. I feel a little bit stressed. I feel like I'm not the right man for the job. And right now, I definitely feel that way. When it comes to these maps, I'm just sort of at a loss. I'm like, I don't really know exactly how this should look. But I've found that you just need to get going. You just need to get going. And I bet you by the end of this live stream, we're going to have a pretty sweet looking map. And we're going to take that map and we're going to use Pro Builder, okay? We're going to use Pro Builder to make a beautiful level. Okay, so far so good. I'm thinking that it's driving me crazy that it's not symmetrical. So I'm just going to give it a nice clean symmetry here. I would say even do this. Let's just do a perfect square. Let's do 17. There we go. Okay. All right. So just pull that right there, right snug at the square there. And then let's actually just line these up centered. Actually, you know what, guys? I'm going to make sure it's a perfect square. and I'll show you what we're going to do with this perfect square. This is going to be the platform. It's going to be kind of like, what's your favorite theme park? For me, it's actually, I kind of like Disney World, but I really like Carowinds actually, which is in Charlotte, North Carolina, and that's pretty close to my house. It's about an hour from my house, and I love how that theme park is laid out. So that's sort of in my head right now. Okay. So, but we're not going to have a ton of room to wander around. We'll maybe see a couple rides. But it's just a 5-minute entrance into this hotel. I just want people to see the hotel with the cool logo, with the thunder striking, and then you go into the hotel and there's like a few like young adults sitting around saying, "Ooh, I want to go on the ride," and then you go on the ride and then you start the ride. That's really all I want to do here. So overall, this looks pretty good here. So let's make sure it's nice and squared up. Good, good, good. And what I'm going to do is cut the corners. All right. So let's see here. Something like this down to here. There we go. There we go. There we go. So that's allowing us to cut all the way to there to there. Okay, it looks like we're having a few issues here with our square. So let's make sure we just bring it just like that. There we go. Good. Okay. So cut that corner there, and it looks like we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Or actually, let's double check here. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 5. So we're gonna do 5 squares over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And guys, this is gonna be directly correlated with the Unity grid. Directly correlated, and it's directly correlated to the models that Felipe has made. Right. So everything has a unit size. Our world is built very precisely, and the gameplay is built around that, right? We don't just guess and check anything with this. All of our models are precise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So we get a corner here. So we're just creating a nice clean cut of corners. We like symmetry. When I say we, me and Felipe love symmetry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So that's why I'm being like pretty neurotic right now about how clean all this is. So there's our hotel, and it's like at the center of our world, okay? It's going to be like the first thing you see is this huge hotel, right, going into the sky. That's the first thing you see. Now, we can create some wandering paths, okay? So, for example, we could have a central path here, and I'm certainly worried that we can't get it centered. I hope we can. Let's double check here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so we can't. That means we need to shift it over 1 to the right. Okay, that's all we got to do. Nothing crazy. And we'll probably make the height the same, but whatever. Okay, guys, so now it's nice and centered. It should be. It should be. I'm not sure why it doesn't look centered, but it should be. Why doesn't it look centered? Let's double check something here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, it is. I just don't know why it doesn't look centered. But that's okay. All right, so we can have this beautiful path here that takes us into the theme park. Now, so we'll have a theme park entrance here. We're also going to have kind of like a beach or something here with a boat. I'm not so sure I want to do that, to be completely honest. I think I wanted to do a beach because I was thinking about BioShock and like going up to this tower in the middle of the ocean. But I'm kind of feeling like it might be cool if it's surrounded by this forest. And it's just this one tower, this theme park in the middle of nowhere that you have no idea where you are. And there's like 2 people there. I think that might be what I want to do. Okay. So at the very least, right, we can just have this path that winds up through the woods. That's fine. That works for me. And it's going to be basically 4 wide, right? 4 units wide. And by the way, actually it's going to be 8 units wide. So each one of these is 4 Unity units, world units. So that's what we're doing here. So we have this path, right? And I would argue that we can just have a gate here and it's locked behind you, and then you just make your way up the path and it takes you into the theme park. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do. We definitely have some stairs. So this is the previous level design I did for level 2 going into the hotel. So we can actually take elements from this and duplicate them over to our level 1. Okay, there we go. Bring these in right here. And I hope this is helpful to a lot of you. This is super duper important. And by the way, those of you just joining us, just remember, if you want to learn more about making games, there are coupon codes below for you to join Full-Time Game Dev, which is a massive premium program. There's just 2 available. Be sure to check it out. So we're going to have some stairs here, sort of taking up this winding path. And I didn't used to do level designs, but they are crazy important. And I found that out the hard way by designing levels without thinking about the level design and just hoping for the best, you know. I call that, well, kind of stole this from Jeff Walker, but I call it hope game development. You just hope for the best, right? And sometimes it works, you know. Sometimes it works, but most of the time it doesn't. And you really need to be thinking, okay, ooh, that's gonna be cool. So this sort of stairwell going up through the woods. What I think I want to make sure to consider in my head is as you're going up this path, I do want there to be walls around you. So you're pretty much walled in this entire time. Once you get up here, the walls aren't super high, but even above you is like this gate, and then you see the trees around you. So you're sort of snug in this sort of bowl. That's kind of the way I'm thinking of this. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So that's going to be pretty cool. So we're going to have trees all around. Yeah, and I hate that I'm changing my mind here. I just think that being in the middle of the ocean on an island doesn't really work in the context of a theme park. I think when people think of a theme park, they think of it being in the middle of like some just rural area or like near a city or something. So that's kind of how I want it to look, is like storm clouds, tons of trees around you, and then this tiny little theme park with this huge tower. That's really what I want it to be like. Now, it doesn't mean there can't be gates taking you to other locations, but for me, I think this is great. Now, we're going to have a big courtyard here, but what I'm going to do, just to add some variety here, is I'm going to add a dark... Let me show you. The way that I like to communicate my levels is I like to add a little bit of a dark like this. I'm gonna do a color overlay. And what this indicates is elevation, okay? So we slowly elevate up, okay? So we get to this part here, and now we're gonna see this sort of lip here to go up. And that means that we can have stairs here, here, and here and here, okay? So those take you up to another sort of section. So this is sort of like the entrance, right? Maybe it could be like a ticket booth or something. Or right here you could have ticket booths and maybe even a fence here. So we're just trying to create variation in the elevation so that the player doesn't feel like it's all flat, okay? So let's make sure we're nice and lined up properly here. Okay, we're gonna go 2 over, 2 over, and then up. Okay, good. All right, very, very good. And so maybe even have a little garden in here with like some trees, right? And then a big sign over here, boom. That's gonna be cool. That means we can probably position this up, right? Centered up a little bit more towards the top there. Save that out. Okay, good. Let's see here. I think we should have a gate over here that you can't get past. It's going to be a creepy... should there even be any puzzles in this part? I don't even think there should be any puzzles. I think you should just explore and have a good time. Maybe talk to some NPCs. But I don't really think there should be any puzzles here. So I'm not going to worry about that, honestly. Yeah. Honestly, I think we're fine with that. I'm going to have a little fade out here indicating this is blocked off by a little gate. Okay. Okay. So now, what I will say is, on this side over here, I will block the player. Okay. So I'm going to block the player with a wall that's 1 unit wide. And it's probably going to be like this, actually. So he's sort of forced to go to the left. So let's take this here and just do a wall. It's going to be a little bit of a gate or like a fence with some beautiful, beautiful sort of mounted gargoyles and stuff on it. We'll put one over here, but this one's going to have a door through it. Okay. Now let's make sure we fade this out, or actually let's take our pattern fill and bring it up towards the top here. Okay, so now we can see the grid much better. And I'm going to take this, and this is really going to be thin, right? It's going to be like this. So that's our little sort of walled off gate. And when I say gate, what I mean is like a fence that's sort of a cast iron fence, huge, really tall, that you can't get by, right? And over here, same thing. And what's funny is, how many of you used to do this growing up? I used to take grid paper with my brother, and we would create level maps for like pretend video games. And so I'm experienced in this. It was fun. We had a good time. It looks like we can add a little doorway here. And in fact, wouldn't it be cool if it's not a puzzle, it's just maybe a gimmick. Maybe we could have like a little funny like animatronic character going, if you want to enter the park, who can solve the mystery? And it's like a 1920s sort of a wizard talking. And then maybe there's a little button over here and you have to press the button and it opens this fun little gate for the theme park. So I think that's cool. So we'll have a gate here that opens up. And this is teaching a mechanic actually. So it's not a puzzle. It's not that hard. It's just a lever that's going to be over here, right? So let's take our lever. We actually have a gate here from the original map, or this level 2 map. We're going to take those, duplicate them over to level 1. So we're definitely teaching a mechanic here, opening up sort of a gate, allowing us to go into the park. Okay. All righty. All the time, grid paper for my current maps. That's right, Twisted Liver. All right, over here might be some cool coins and stuff. A little garden or a sitting area with some bathrooms or something. So that's going to be fun. Let's lock in the player, though. I think it's a really good idea to lock in the player. And even, let them see through and feel like the world is big, but don't let them explore too much. So I'm going to actually lock the player in there. So they come in here, they can go back a little bit. And maybe even show a path that's sort of locked by maybe blocked by a construction thing or something, under construction. And that's cool because we can say, you know what, maybe we want this path to go somewhere later, with a new downloadable version of the game. I don't know, a new update. So we can have a cool little path over here, but you can't see it, right? It's locked in with a gate here. And in fact, I'll just take this door symbol here. This door symbol indicates there's a door there, but it can't be opened. That's what this means. So I'm going to bring that over here. There it is, right? So you can walk over here. I think what we'll do is we'll actually, one more elevation, just to create some variation here. We'll actually elevate, and this is true of the Tower of Terror. We're going to elevate it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Crap. So we'll do up 1, 6. There we go. What the Tower of Terror does really well is they've sort of in Disney World, they've put the Tower of Terror on an elevated platform and you sort of wind up to it, right, to the entrance. So what we can do is wind up over to here and then go around through some like lines and then get to the entrance of the hotel. So this is good. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create some elevation here as well. I can't see it. Why? Do a color overlay. Drop it down. All right. So this guy will move up here so he's nice and centered at 4. Okay. Good, good, good. and maybe even make it flush like this. Okay. So now our hotel has an elevated platform right here. We could even add some cuts, you know. We could say, okay, well, let's do maybe 2 so that that's kind of cool. So it's sort of rounded at the edges, right? So now the way I'm thinking of this is you come in and then you go around and you can go over here and there's benches and stuff and plants and maybe some people talking and smoking cigarettes. And then you go over here around and there's going to be a stairwell that sort of takes you to the line to begin the ride. Go around and then enter right here. Okay, so we'll do a little door here as well. So that's the entrance to the ride. So you just got to go around and up, right? So it's sort of stacking. I would say that this should be rounded as well. It's driving me nuts. So the hotel itself is nice and rounded. We're gonna have, I don't really like that the hotel, yeah, this is gonna be cut probably like this. There we go. Okay, and then this one, same thing. That's gonna be by 2, yeah. Probably gonna extend that out more up here because I want some clean symmetry. It's driving me crazy. So yeah, so far so good. I would say, yeah, we want to extend this up a little bit. So I'm going to take this, pull it up, so it's clean margins. Even let the player go around to the back. You know, I don't mind actually. Okay, that looks cool. Let's make sure that's nice and cleanly aligned on the grid here. So I'll pull that up a little bit and pull it down. Okay. Sweet. And to add some balance here, why not make a little bit of variety? Okay, come back. Maybe this is a little bathroom section, you know, something like that. Let's see here. Count that one. Let's count this, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's lined up good. Okay. So let's take this and we'll go over 1, 2, 3, 4 units and then take it up like this over this, and down. Hey, it works. Okay. Let's turn off the pattern fill and just fill her in. Cool. Okay. And then we'll just clean this up because what I'm seeing is that's really sort of bothering me. I feel like this needs to be pulled up a little bit here. So if I pulled that up like that, yeah, let's do that. Driving me crazy. Even if it's something we can't even get to, I still want some, like, at least a little bit of margin here. Yeah, there we go. So nice and clean symmetry. And like I said, guys, you know, we can block things off for now, and then maybe in the future, allow the player to get over here, right? But this is really what I want to do, just like that. Block the player, and even I don't really see why we need to let them go over there for now. I'm basically allowing future Thomas to create a little bit more to this level if we need to. Okay. All right, so we have a stairwell that allows us to go up. I'm going to center that just like this. Okay. And we're going to pull everything down. So all of this stuff here, locked in that, good. So I'm going to grab all of this stuff here, except for my this and this, and just pull it down. Pull that stuff down. We pull that back up. There we go. Wait. What's going on here? I was able to grab that, and I don't know why. Pull all this stuff down. Also that. Just because I like things to look pretty. Okay, there we go. It's funny how it's so important to take yourself seriously while you're working. And so that's why I like things to look really professional, especially lately, because I've felt really insecure this year. So I really like things to look professional and look like they were done in a professional studio because, hey, I am running a professional studio, am I not? So why not just make it look professional, you know? That's the goal, at least. All right, we're going to have another area that takes you outside the park so that really all we can explore is this little square of the park, right? But there's areas that it's like, ooh, can I go over there? And maybe there's a Ferris wheel through the trees. And so you're like, wow, this is a huge park, but you can't go anywhere except for into the hotel, right? I don't have any videos, Brennan, on how I stage any of my maps because this is new to me. So I've never really done this before. So right now, no, I do not. Hey, by the way, let's take this and do an elevation shift on the right side. So right here, look at this. This is going to be so cool. We're going to actually elevate again. Okay. On right here. So take that. I'm going to do one more elevation shift. So basically what we're doing is sort of creating a pyramid here and going up and elevating. This is going to allow the player to feel like there's a lot more, well, they're going to feel like there's zones and there's locations. When in reality, it's just this big flat square, but we're just elevating each piece, okay? So if I go to color overlay here and then darken it again, so now we can actually go up one more, right? We'll put a stairwell there. Maybe the stairwell is sort of along the edge here. Maybe we can do even 2. So it goes up by 16 Unity units. Go up the edge. And then this is going to be darker because, hey, the elevation's even higher. And this is the hotel, right, guys? And then this is actually above this, which is a problem. So let's do this. There we go. We're going to set this color overlay to even darker, though. Yes, okay, good, good, good. So I would say, hey, why not make this 2 so that it's nice and even? It looks like we need to bring that down, okay? I don't know why that's not lined up and centered, but whatever. Okay, there we go. So now we can bring this down. Good, good, good. Just like this. And this one, same thing. Awesome. Okay. Looks like we have an issue here. That needs to be pulled up like this. Okay, and then I'm going to make these walls darker. Okay. So what we'll do, this side over here, you're just not going to be able to go anywhere over here. So we'll just make it really pretty. We'll put some trees and some benches and stuff that you could see through here. But overall, all we're going to really be doing is going up this path, going through this gated area. This whole thing's going to be walled in. And then we're going to be able to go up here, around, and then go into the hotel. Is there any other things we need to do here? Probably not, you know. I don't want it to be too complicated. It's just one level here. Letting them go around to the back, I don't even see the value in that. So let's go ahead and wall this off. We're not really worried about creating any sort of puzzling elements here. We just want the player to feel awe as they're going up to get to this hotel. Okay, the world's deadliest theme park ride. That's what we're creating. Good, good, good. Okay, okay. Hey, so I think this is cool. Let's double check and make sure it feels pretty awesome. Is that centered? I don't even know if you can center that. Maybe that, bring it down one more here. Okay. I think it might be cool if we cut. Watch this. This might look cool. I just like to have some visual shifts sometimes. So we can do something like this. Oopsie. What's going on? There we go. Can we do that? That's kind of cool. And maybe even do one over here, right? So you could say, okay, why not just do this? So we're just creating variety. Look at that. Now down here we have an issue, which is these guys Yeah. So it looks like we need to bring everything down, which sucks. So let's grab everything in the scene. Okay. Grab all that. I did not select you. Don't be dumb. I did not select you. There we go. And then take these right here. And then now we can pull all this down. And let's make sure it's nice and lined up with the grid, okay? So just pull that down, and now everything's lined up in the grid. Sweet. Okay. I love the visual interest here. And this could be like a lower level actually right here. So what I can do is actually just take all this. I'm going to merge all these together because I'm an idiot. Let's just do it. And then I'm going to take this, and look, we can have like this overhang. And so this is like the lowest point, right? This is going to be the lowest point. I'm not sure what's down there, and you can't even get there, right? But why not, you know? We have a cool low point down there. Good gracious. Thomas, ban the bots. All right, I'll ban the bots. But what's really interesting about Pro Builder is this all looks very complicated, doesn't it? This map. It's like, how are you going to design all this? But it's actually not that difficult with Pro Builder, okay? Let me ban these bots really quickly here. 1, 2, 3, ban. There we go. All right, sorry about that, guys. The 69 bots. Okay, so yeah. Oh, and by the way, just a huge thank you guys to Omar S. and William. Thanks for joining Full-Time Game Dev. And by the way, guys, if you want to join the program, it's 50% off down below. I'm going to have another one over here to create some balance. This is just a pathway that's going to be blocked off with a door, right? So the door is going to be locked. You're not going to be able to go through there. Again, we're just trying to create visual interest here. All right. And I feel like there's a little bit too much weight on this side. So what you can do is you can say, okay, well, let's just shift it over, right? So I like creating interesting visuals, even from the top view of this map, because I don't know why, but I'm kind of a believer that the player's going to be able to feel this. They're going to be able to feel an imbalance, right? So now look at how pretty that looks. What a cool looking map. I don't know if I'm actually good at this or not, but I think that's pretty cool. I love this feeling that we're creating here. Why not make it a little darker up here? So this is like the highest point, but you can't get here, right? I think that's cool. So you're kind of looking up at this platform. I like that. So let's do that. Boom. So now you have this really interesting tall area. You can't get there yet, but hey, why not, you know? Why not create an area that we can't get to just yet? Maybe we'll do that later for a DLC, or I just like to be able to come back to levels to create some Metroidvania elements if we need to. Okay. Okay. This is pretty cool. I think this is gonna be a sweet little theme park level. So you just walk into the entrance. It's quiet. There's birds cawing. It's midnight. It says "Welcome to the park." There's balloons flying. There's banners lining, and you're wrapped between two wall sets. So walls here, and you walk up this path, up the path. You enter, and there's like a cool little entrance banner here. You flip the switch. You walk up, and go into the tower. That's really, honestly, all we need here. Okay. There's no real keys, no real locks. Yeah, I mean, is there anything that I'm missing here? I just feel like that was too easy. Yeah, I don't know. Cool. Yeah, I think that's it, man. All right. So let's jump inside of Unity. Okay. So again, this is the interior. We've already got the interior in development, under construction. Let's do a flip. This is the interior, right? So right here, Out here is going to be that area. So we walk in. Whoa, this place is awesome, bro. Let's play the game, bro. Where are the cigarettes, bro? And then you get in line, and then you start the ride. Okay? So far, pretty freaking awesome. So let's head on over to level 1 here. Level 1 originally was purely terrain. And I don't know, man. I just don't like terrain. I don't like terrain. I used to love it. I don't like it. I don't like terrain. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to delete everything. Okay? We're going to delete even the water. We don't need the water anymore. We don't need anything except, actually, dare I say, we need to delete this. Yeah, dare I say, we're going to call this one old R2, and then this one's going to be called old. Reload. Yep. And then now we're going to create a new scene from our template, and it's going to be called level 1. All right, and I know this is so classic Thomas because I always do this. I'm always recreating stuff. We're going to create a new scene called level 1. It's completely blank. Here we go. Level 1. Hey, I didn't want to create a new folder, or did I? I guess we did. There we go. Create a new level, and this is from a template, right? So it includes just our character controller. It includes our startup, which is like profiles, post-processing profiles, music, ambient, game objects. What is happening? What are you doing? I could feel myself about to scream. What are you doing? Stop. Just make a new scene and everything will be okay. You just need to do what I say. Oh my word. I remember this happened. Stop it. End the freaking task. This happened to me. This happened to me last week. Everything's okay, guys. We're fine. Oh gosh, I hate Unity sometimes. It's gonna have to it's gonna freaking reload everything, which is just annoying. Let's go ahead and create our path though, and pretend that I'm not pissed. I just like to create a path just so Felipe understands sort of how this level works. Head on in here, head on in here, head on in here. And that's all you do, right? There's no puzzling here. Nothing, no puzzles, nothing weird. Just a simple level where you walk in. That's all we want to do. Okay. That'll be cool stuff to look at. Balloons and funny rides and maybe some dead bodies. But that's about all we'll need for this sequence here. As we wait for Unity to freaking reload everything for no reason. Okay, apparently it heard me yelling, so we're good. Look at this. It just started me in a random scene for no reason. Let's open up level 1, if it exists. Come on. How old are we? Okay, it started me with a terrain for some reason. Anyway, let's start with a Pro Builder mesh, guys, okay? And actually, you know what I love to do? I don't know why I like this. I like to start with a simple staircase. Just a simple stair. Right at 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, let's do that. Let's also go ahead and bring in our spawn points. And then we're going to put spawn point A right on top of the staircase. So that's where we'll spawn, right on top of our staircase. And this just gives me an idea of the level of scale, all right? It's a weird thing, but just bear with me. So if I press Control Shift F, it's going to put my spawn point right here. I'm going to zero out his rotation, but let's just make his rotation facing... why is my mouse slow? It's been a day, guys. It's been a really dumb day. My mouse is jittery. Why are you freaking jittery? So if I hit play here, what is happening? And then we've got a ton of spam too. I'm really enjoying my day. Ooh, I'm getting mad. I'm getting really mad. Please. Mouse. If my mouse is jittery like this, I'm going to blow my head off. I can't do this. Where's my browser? Okay, I'm losing patience. I don't know if I can keep going. Get kind of frustrated. Okay, my mouse is kind of okay. Let's hit play. Clear. I'm trying to ban the bots. Sorry, I'm trying to ban the bots, but I can't because YouTube will not load. So I don't know what to tell you guys. Mouse is doing something weird. Okay. I'm going to have to attempt to change my internet because I don't know. I mean, let's hit play though and take a look here. What in the world, Unity? It's changing everything for some reason. My whole workflow it's like hilarious. It just changes the workflow in like a second. Unity just says, you know what? We're going to do things different. I don't know why. Okay, so that's great. Our spawn point A is at the right spot. So now all we got to do is go to top view here. And I'm not sure about how much more I can handle this, guys. The mouse is really jittery. Let's keep going. Let's pretend like everything's okay. If I export, I'm about to lose my mind. If we... I'm getting really impatient here. The reason I'm getting frustrated is because my PC has been doing this thing where it just everything changes. The mouse speed changes. Unity decides to crack up. The internet fades out, stops working. It's like everything decides to just get fuzzy, and it's just annoying. It's weird. It's really, really weird. I'm going to export this, though, or at least save it. And actually, let's just save it in. I can. We're going to save this into Unity. Unity, assets, other, reference images. No, it's in art, other, maps. This is going to be level 1 map. Let's go to level 2. And in level 2, there goes my mouse. Now it works. It's so weird. Let's save level 1. We're going to level 2 here. Level 2, we have this map. And I believe, where is it? Okay, there it is. I'm going to copy that and just paste it in to level 1. Actually, does level 1 exist anymore? I would be surprised if it just deleted. Let's go to level 1 here, paste it in there. There's level 2 map. We're going to rename this level 1. And what's cool is we can actually just sort of draw over top of it. See? Okay, so there's level 1. And I'm just going to bring in the new level 1 map here. Make sure it's a sprite though, guys. Hit apply. And then go to level 1. Drag it in. There it is. And let's make sure we have everything in place. Yes, we do. Good, good, good. And we'll bring our spawn point for our stairs. So let's just, actually, we don't need to do that. We know the stairs look good, so I'm just going to put the stairs nowhere. And let's go ahead and draw out our poly mesh, all right? So we have our level 1 map. Looks great, right? Let's go ahead and draw our poly mesh. We do want to make sure that it's lined up along our grid here. So if I go to that, there we go. Just pull it over right there. And we can make the level 1 map a bit bigger. Hit apply. There we go. Close Photoshop, Thomas. No, it's not. I love you, but that's not what it is. It's just stupid. That's what it is. It's just it randomly happens. Everything's fine now. I'm not gonna mess with anything because everything's fine now. I'm gonna lock this map here. I appreciate it though. I'm gonna lock the map so we can't draw on it. And we're gonna create a new poly shape. Okay, let's go. Hey, let's make sure that our snapping is turned on though. Isn't that funny? Oh, it's so hilarious. The snapping doesn't work for some reason. Oh, you gotta set it to global. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and draw out our poly shape, okay? So this is our first layer. Good. Good. I think I could just get away with drawing the poly shape like this. We're not going to worry about that back piece there. There we go. Good. So we're snapping in the quadrant of 4, or in the unit size of 4. See that? There we go. We want to edit the poly shape and extrude by... I feel like we should do our stairwells first. Let's think here. Yeah, let's do our stairwell first in case we need to edit it. So I'm going to go back in time. Let's go back to the top view here and not get impatient, but just enjoy our day. There we go. Let's create our little staircase first. Sometimes you just need everything to work properly for you. And the test here is, it's something like, I do want to flip the normals. I do want to extrude by like 16 so that it has this shape here. See? So it's actually walled in. So I'm walking up the path, but that means that the ceiling though will be deleted. We don't need the ceiling, okay? So we can delete the ceiling. So let's do that. It's gonna look pretty, promise. But you're going to start in this path here. This will be blocked or deleted. We won't have this. This will just be some kind of gate sort of locking you in. But that's going to be a problem because we don't have any gates like that currently. Yeah, we do. We have